There are a few things you can do to make your life easier that most people don't do, right? And these are configurations. You come here to the game menu, go to options, scroll down, and you're gonna find combat slash movement. Now these changes are gonna make a lot of like a huge difference. For example, I'm gonna cover all of them. This is just one that showcases how this is important. This is melee attack assist. When it is active and you are in combat, you cannot run through the enemy. I'm trying to right now. And let me roll back here. I am trying to run through the enemy, but the moment I get here, my character stops moving. I'm pressing W, it does not move forward. And I've had someone complain to me about this. They're like, I can't get to the butt, it's hard. My character stops moving whenever I try to get close. And it's because of this. It's melee attack assist. Sometimes I'm here in front of the enemy and he starts casting ability. Or it maybe starts casting ability. I don't even have to go around, I just go through the enemy, just do this. If it's an emergency and it's like a super quick animation, I just dodge through. I'm safe again. Right? So these configurations, they will make the game easier for you. And I usually tell players to uncheck everything except this one, lock ground target at maximum skill range, but I'm gonna go over each one of them and explain why I don't have it and if it is optional to you or not, or like should be mandatory. Uncheck it in this case. And I'm gonna start with ground targeting. So we have three types of ground targeting. We have normal, fast with range indicator, and instant. We're gonna start with normal. So this is a ground target skill, right? It's the kind of ability you have to press, and then you're gonna see this green circle. When you press it again, you use the skill, right? Um, Now with the normal ground targeting, you're gonna press it once to precast, press it twice to cast. When you use the fast with range indicator, when you hold it, you are precasting already. When you let go, you cast. And this is much faster than pressing it twice. So you're gonna use your abilities more often, right? It is a faster thing. And you might be asking, okay, but can I cancel it? Because if I press it once, I can just like cancel the ability. I don't have to use it right away. Yes, I'm holding F here in this case, and if I don't want to use it anymore, I'm like, no, it's not the time. I just right click with a mouse, and there's a dog bark. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. But yeah, I can just cancel the ability. I'm not gonna use it anymore. So this is the one I use. It's pretty fast, faster than normal, because you don't have to press the button twice, and it will improve your damage, just so you know. And then you have instant. Instant will, when you press the button, it instantly casts the ability where your mouse is. You don't have like time to change or whatever. Some players prefer this one. I prefer fast with range indicator because it gives me more control. And this is going to be a recurrent thing with these configurations. I often choose them because they give me more control over my character. And I will explain what I mean as we go through. So I use fast with range indicator, but use whatever you prefer. The first checkbox on the list is double tap to evade. Now many players have this. It sounds great, honestly, but it has a few issues. One, sometimes you're just trying to reposition yourself and you might accidentally dodge, right? And this happens a lot in jumping puzzles and some areas where you can fall. You might fall because you double tapped by mistake. Second, when you're in actual combat, double tap to evade is actually very slow. It is better to keybind it to something. I keybinded it to my left shift because my pinky is always there. So I just hold the direction I want to go to, say S here, and press shift, and then I dodge out. Right, so it's something that I've always used in other games. I usually use shift to run, so that's my keybind, but you can choose whatever you want. We're going to cover keybinds in a second. Then we have disable area of effect rings. Now this is, let me get this here. This ability here, you can see a circle around it. Do you see it? This is the area of effect ring. Now it looks a little ugly, right? Like here, let me see if I have no, I don't have any Asura ones anymore. But though it looks a little ugly, it tells you exactly where the ability begins. Like if I enter here, it might be danger, like if an enemy is using an attack. So it tells me exactly where it's safe to stay and where it isn't. If I check this and disable this effect, well, it can be misleading. Say there's a meteor shower happening, and you don't know where it starts or begins, or where it starts, where it ends. So you might be standing on it without even know you are in danger. And that's why it's important not to check this one and leave the area of effect rings active so you know exactly where the enemy's abilities begin and where they end. Okay? The next one is double click to attack to interact and right click to attack to interact. This one is personal. Okay, I don't really double click to attack or interact, so I don't use them. Right click to attack, interact, same thing, I don't use them, so I deactivate them. Precisely because the right click especially, double click not so much, but right click will let you select enemies by right clicking. So if there's an enemy there, I'm sometimes moving my camera by right clicking, I can select them and attack them, see? Because I was moving my camera and right click just changed my target. That's what I was saying. I like having control over my character. If I have selected that one specific enemy, I don't want to, by mistake, change that target because I right-clicked when changing my camera position. So I don't recommend this one. Double-click doesn't really matter that much because you're not going to be left-clicking constantly during combat. Auto-attacking on target change. This is another one that I don't recommend. Now here's why. Say I am attacking the enemy here, and you can see my auto attack is on skill 1. You can change this actually by right clicking while holding control. See, you can use other skills as auto attacks. Mine is my auto attack, my skill 1. So I am auto attacking, and this is your filler. As you are dealing damage or healing or whatever, as you are in combat, and you're not using any skills or you're doing some mechanic, you want your character to be doing something. You don't want it to stand still and do nothing because you're not going to do any damage or you're not going to heal or whatever. So sometimes I am fighting an enemy, say I'm fighting this boss here, and there's a mechanic happening, like there's a guardian that has spawned, and if it reaches this mushroom here, it's gonna deal damage to everyone. So I like to click on that target to see if they are in range, which is something I'm going to talk about in a second. And while I'm doing that, while I'm checking if that enemy is in range, I don't want my character to stop attacking my target. And this is what it's going to do. It's gonna, when I select that enemy target, it's going to stop auto attacking. And I do not want that. I want my character to continue acting, healing, buffing, or whatever is my auto attack while I check for mechanics and stuff. Right, so that's why I don't recommend stop auto attacking on target exchange. Now I've just said I'd like to see if the enemy is in range. How do I do that? Well, this is kind of hard because my skills are pink. But can you see a red line underneath skill 5 here? As I move back, more red lines are going to appear beneath other skills, like skill 4 now has the red line, skill 2, skill 1. This means the enemy is out of range for my abilities. Right? Skill R here also has the red line. And this is how you can tell if you can use the ability on the enemy or not. So as I get close, see skills 2, 3, and 4 lose the red marking. So here skill 4 is going to hit. Skill 1 is hitting too. as I move back, my character stops auto attacking because it is no longer in range. So sometimes I am fighting the boss and I'm attacking here, and like I said, there's this mechanic happening, and I want to see if I can use certain abilities from this range. And that's what I do. I click on that enemy, and when I do, see the boss is no longer selected, but my character is still auto attacking, filling that gap so I don't stand still doing nothing. So stop auto attacking on target change is a big no-no. Next is next is auto targeting. When you use a skill and there is nothing selected, it's going to select an enemy for you. This one I don't like because if I press an ability without something selected, it's because it was a mistake. And it has happened that I was in raids, for example, and there's only the boss standing there in range, nothing else because we haven't started the raid yet. And I pressed skill 1 by mistake. And I attacked the boss, causing a wipe because we were not ready. So this is another one that sometimes I just press a skill by mistake. I'm not trying to attack something actively. So I think auto-targeting is not good. Okay? Uh, Promote skill target. Automatically promote targets to lock targets when hitting them. This one locks your target when you start hitting them. Uh, that's not something I want to do either because like I said, I like targeting other things to check if they're in range and stuff like that. So this is also a no-no. Melee attack assist is the one that does not let you go through the enemy. Also a no-no. Lock ground target on maximum skill range. This one is great actually. So this is a ground ability. We talked about it earlier. And as you can see, as it moves farther from me, it gets red. If I try to use it, it's just going to say out of range, right? Uh, Now what this does, it locks this ground target ability at maximum range. So that's the farthest it can go. So sometimes I am far from the enemy and I want to use my ground ability. From here I see I cannot use it, so I move closer. Now I can, right? And this makes it so that you don't have to guess where it's safe to use your ability and where it isn't. And that's why I like it. It gives me more control. Snap ground target at current target. This one lots of people love, but let me explain why it's bad. So this is a ground target ability. We've just seen it. When I hold it, see, it goes straight to where the enemy is. Now, on paper, this seems great, right? The issue is when the enemy starts to move. Why is that? Well, ground target abilities take a second to cast, right? And let me spawn the golem here. It's gonna move. And usually you want to use them where you believe the enemy is going to be, not where the enemy is. Now this snaps the target to the enemy. By the time I finish casting, the enemy has already moved out if it's running, and I did not get any hits. See? Let me do it again. Oops. It's selected. There we go. No hits. See? That's why it's bad. If the enemy is standing still, that's great. It's gonna work. But if the enemy is moving, not really. So I do not recommend this at all. Allow skill retargeting. When using a skill that targets enemies, changing your target will cause the skill to update to the new target. Also not something I want to do because again, if I'm attacking the boss and I click on another enemy to check if it's in range or something like that, or to do some mechanic, I don't want my character to start attacking that enemy. I just want to check something while attacking this current enemy that I'm facing. So I do not want the game to force my character to start attacking this new guy. And finally, disable skill highlighting. This is a visual thing, right? It doesn't show you when you do combos, which I'm going to talk about uh, in a second. Um, but yeah, it's not something I like to disable either because I like the little info. Um, so these are the configurations that I use and that I recommend and why, okay, and how they can improve your gameplay and help you survive because you're hugging the butt. Remember that.